Dear students, today we are going to start a new chapter, and the name of the chapter is Minerals and Rocks. This chapter is from the book Fundamentals of Physical Geography. It is a very important chapter for term 1 examination, and in this chapter we are mainly going to discuss about minerals. First of all, we'll be knowing about the term minerals, what does the term mineral means, okay, and what are its types, the classification of the minerals, and then we will be discussing about the different characteristics of the minerals, as well as we will be discussing about the different types of rocks and the rock cycle, okay, from this chapter. So this is a very important chapter, okay, it is a very important chapter, and we need to go through this chapter very carefully actually, okay. See, so the topic which I am going to discuss with you all today is minerals, okay. I will be providing you the basic information about minerals, what are minerals, how they are being formed, okay, where they are found, and its classification. See, minerals are the essential components of human life. Like in the earlier period of human history, you have studied in history also about the stone age, the bronze age, the iron age and all, okay. So in this different period of human history, the human beings, they have been using the minerals for different purpose, okay. Like during the bronze age, the bronze was discovered, and with the help of this bronze, okay, which is also a mineral, okay, the people, they made the utensils, okay, the tools and all. And when iron was discovered, okay, with the help of this iron, okay, the people started manufacturing various kinds of you can say the tools and all, okay, etc. So from the very ancient time, from the very early period of human history, the human beings have been using these minerals for their development, okay. Not only this, but we human beings also require minerals for maintaining a better health. Like the food which we eat, it also contains some minerals. The water which we drink, it also contains some minerals, okay. So minerals are very much essential, okay, for maintaining a good health as well, okay. So this is why it is very much essential to know, to understand about these minerals and its classification, that how minerals are being formed, okay, where they are being formed, and what are its types. So let us first start with the definition, with the introduction to minerals. See, as we all know that the earth is composed of various kinds of elements, and these elements are in solid form in the outer layer of the earth and in hot and molten form in the interior. So in our previous chapter, when I was discussing about the interior of the earth, I have explained you about the different layers of the earth, okay, that the earth's layer can mainly be classified into three different layers. That is the crust, which is the uppermost layer of the earth, then the mantle, and then the, okay, the crust, mantle and the core, okay. These are the three different layers. So in these three different layers, because of variation in the pressure, temperature, density and all, the minerals or the elements which can be found on the earth, okay, they exist in different forms, okay. So basically the you can say the various elements which can be found on the earth, okay, they are in the solid form when they are found very close to the earth's surface, towards they are found in the earth's crust. But when the same elements, they are found at a greater depth, okay, at the interior of the earth, then they appear to be in a molten form, okay. So different types of elements are obtained, okay, like different types of elements has made the earth actually, okay. And these elements, they appear in solid form in the outer layer, that is in the crust, and they appear in the like molten form, okay, hot and molten form in the interior of the earth. So about 98% of the total crust of the earth is composed of 8 elements, like the oxygen, the silicon, the aluminium, the iron, the calcium, the sodium, the potassium and the magnesium, okay. And the rest is constituted by titanium, the hydrogen, the phosphorus, the manganese, the sulfur, the carbon, nickel and the other elements, okay. So around 98% of the earth's crust, okay, 98% of the earth's crust is made up of oxygen, silicon, aluminium, iron, calcium, sodium, potassium and magnesium, okay. And the rest 2% basically constitute the other elements such as the titanium, hydrogen, phosphorus, manganese sulfur, carbon, nickel, and other elements. Okay. So these elements which form the earth, they are rarely found. Okay, they can be found rarely. It's not that they are found in an abundant quantity. Okay, it is not like that they are found in an abundant quantity. Okay, but they are very limited. Okay, and they are rarely found exclusively. Okay, they like you cannot find like this aluminium, iron, and all these elements actually. Okay, they can be found together actually. Okay, you will not find them separately actually. Okay, you will not find them exclusively actually. Okay, so the elements in the earth's crust, they are rarely found exclusively but are usually combined with other elements to make various substances. Okay, but these elements, they are combined with the other elements to form various substances. Okay, and when these elements, they combine together to form various substances, those substances are known as the minerals. Okay, when these elements, they combine with the other elements, okay, and they form a new type of substance, those substances are known as the minerals. Okay, so here you can see, so what are minerals actually? So minerals are actually the naturally occurring substances. Okay, minerals are the naturally occurring substances, because we human beings are not manufacturing the minerals, or we are not producing the minerals actually. But how these minerals are being formed? They are formed naturally. Okay, so that is why it is said that the minerals is a naturally occurring substance. Okay, and it can be organic and inorganic in nature. The mineral can be organic and inorganic in nature depending upon the elements which has led to the formation of these minerals. Okay, the minerals can be organic in nature or it may be inorganic in nature. Okay, and every minerals, they have some atomic structure. Every minerals, they have some atomic structure. Okay, and these atomic structures, they have their particular order actually. Okay, not only like they are organic and inorganic in nature, but they also have a definite chemical composition and the physical properties. So this is why you will see that different types of minerals, okay, they are rich in different types of chemicals. Okay, and they differ in their physical properties as well. Some are hard, some are soft. Okay, some maybe some are organic, some are inorganic and all. Okay, so in short, we can say that the minerals is actually a naturally occurring substance which may be organic or inorganic in nature. It has its definite atomic structure, okay, and physical and chemical composition. It has its definite physical and chemical composition. Okay. So these minerals, okay, basically the geologists are the persons who study about the earth's interior. Okay, geologists are the persons who study about the earth's interior. So the geologists, they have defined the minerals as homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a definite internal structure. So what is the definition of minerals given by the geologist? The geologists, they have defined the mineral as a homogeneous naturally occurring substance with a definable internal structure. Okay. And these minerals, they can be found in different forms. Okay, they can be found in different forms, in different nature. Okay, sometimes the minerals are very hard, some of the minerals are very like soft. Okay, so depending upon the nature and all, the minerals can be very hard as the diamond, and they can be very soft as the talc. Okay, so these are the two minerals. Diamond is also a mineral, the talc is also a mineral. Okay, so diamond is the hardest mineral and the talc is the softest mineral. Okay, so this is a very important thing which you came to know. You may be getting a MCQ question from here. Okay, which of the following is the hardest mineral actually? Many options will be given, and diamond option will also be there. Okay, so the hardest mineral is the diamond and the softest mineral is the talc. Okay, so as I said you that these different elements, okay, the different elements, they combine together to form the substances, and these substances are known as the minerals. Okay, so this combination of the substances, the substance may be composed of one or two elements, more than two elements. Okay, it's not that only two elements they combine together to form the substance or the mineral, but sometimes it may happen that more than two elements they can combine together, okay, to form a substance, that is the minerals. Okay. So a mineral is composed of two or more elements. Okay, a mineral may composed of two or more elements, but sometimes single element minerals like sulfur, copper, silver, gold, graphite, etc. are also found. Okay, so minerals are basically the combination of the elements. Okay, so basically in most of the cases, two or more elements they combine together to form the minerals. Okay, but in many cases we can also find the minerals which are made up of single element. For example, sulfur is a mineral which is made up of a single element. Copper, silver, gold, graphite, etc. These are the different minerals, okay, which are made up of a single element. Okay, so this is what about the introduction to the minerals. Okay, so minerals are what? Minerals are actually the naturally occurring substances. Okay, and they have their own definite chemical properties. They have their own definite physical properties. Okay, as well as they have their own definite atomic structure. Okay, so this is what about. So from where does these minerals are formed actually? How do these minerals are formed? See, the main source of the minerals are the hot molten magma. In the earth's interior, okay, we know that the magma is there, okay, and this magma, okay, is the main source of the minerals actually. This magma, when they cool down and solidify, okay, it leads to the formations of the rocks, okay, and within these rocks we can find the minerals, the different types of minerals. See, the basic source of all minerals is the hot magma in the interior of the earth. So what is the main source of the minerals? The main source of the minerals is the hot magma. And where this hot magma is found? The hot magma is found basically in the interior of the earth, basically in the asthenosphere, in the mantle. Okay, so when the magma cools, the crystals of the minerals they appear, and systematic series of minerals are formed in sequence to solidify as to form rocks. So when the magma it cools down, okay, the crystals of the minerals, okay, they get arranged. Okay, the crystals, the fine crystals, they get arranged, okay, in a series of minerals. Okay, and they get embedded within the rocks. Okay, they can be found within the rocks. So in most of the cases you will find that majority of the minerals, okay, they are not found exclusively, but they are found in the rocks. Okay, they are found trapped in the rocks. For example, coal. Okay, like coal, what, how do we find it actually? We need to dig out the soils and then we find out the coal. Even some types of minerals, okay, they can be found within the rocks actually. Okay, see, so minerals such as coal, petroleum and natural gas, they are known as the organic substances. Okay, they are organic substances, they are the organic minerals. Why they are the organic minerals? Why coal, petroleum and natural gas are the organic minerals? Because they have been formed because of the dead remains of the plants and the animals. Okay, many millions of years, okay, for many millions of years the dead remains of the plants and the animals has remained buried under the soil. Okay, and this dead remains of the plants and the animals, it later on got converted into the minerals, okay, into the fossil fuels and all. Okay, so this type of minerals are known as the organic minerals, okay, or the organic substances. Okay, and they are found in solid state, they can be found in liquid as well as in the gaseous state. Okay, for example, the coal, it is found in the solid state, the petroleum, it is found in the liquid stage, in the liquid form, and the natural gas, it is found in the gaseous form. Okay, but sometimes some of the minerals they are being formed because of chemical reactions. Okay, when two or more elements, okay, they combine together and they cause some chemical reactions, okay, it leads to the formation of a new type of mineral. Okay, and those minerals are known as the chemical those are known as the inorganic minerals. Okay, for example, the phosphorus, okay, the sulfur and all, these are all the examples of inorganic minerals. See, so this is what about the introduction to the minerals. Okay, now the minerals can be classified into different categories. The minerals can be classified into different types on different bases. Okay, basically on the basis of the chemical and the physical properties. Okay, on the basis of the chemical and the physical properties, the minerals can be grouped under two main categories. The minerals can broadly be classified into two major divisions. Okay, two major subtypes, such as the metallic minerals and the non-metallic minerals. Okay. Now you may have a question that what does the term metallic mineral mean, or which type of minerals are known as the non-metallic minerals. See, metallic minerals are those minerals, okay, which has metal content in it. The minerals which has metal content in it, which are metallic in nature, they are known as the metallic minerals. For example, iron ore, copper, gold, okay, they produce metal and are included in this category. So any kind of mineral which are like metallic in nature, okay, they are known as the metallic mineral. Then the best examples are the iron ore, copper, gold, etc. Okay, these are the examples of the metallic minerals. And non-metallic minerals, non-metallic minerals are those minerals which does not have metal content in it. Okay, they are known as the non-metallic minerals. Okay, for example, the sulfur, the phosphorus and all. Okay, these are the examples of non-metallic minerals. Okay, the metallic minerals can further be subdivided, okay, into three categories. The metallic minerals can further be subdivided into three categories. For example, the ferrous metallic minerals, the precious metallic minerals, and the non-ferrous metallic minerals. Okay, and the non-ferrous metallic minerals. So ferrous metallic minerals are those metallic minerals which has iron content in it. Okay, any kind of metallic mineral which has some composition of iron in it, they are known as the ferrous metallic minerals. For example, iron ore. Okay, it is an example of ferrous metallic minerals. And those metallic minerals which does not have iron content in it, they are known as the non-ferrous metallic minerals. For example, copper. Copper does not have any iron content in it, so it is a non-ferrous. Bauxite. Bauxite is a mineral from where we get the aluminium actually. Okay, bauxite is just like a powder actually. Okay, it's like a stone. Okay, from where we get the aluminium. We manufacture aluminium actually. So these are the examples of the non-ferrous minerals. Okay, and precious metallic minerals basically include gold, silver, platinum, etc. And as we all know that these metals are very precious. Okay, they are very costly in nature. So that is why they are known as the precious metallic minerals. So minerals can basically be classified into two categories. One is the metallic and non-metallic. Metallic minerals are those minerals which has metal content in it. Okay, and they are further subdivided into two broad categories. That is three broad categories. That is the ferrous, such as iron ore, non-ferrous, such as copper and bauxite, and precious metal, such as gold, silver, and platinum. Okay. And what are non-metallic minerals? As I have said earlier also, once again I am repeating, non-metallic minerals are either organic in origin, such as the fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, okay, and they are known as the mineral fuels, which are derived from the buried animals and plants life, such as coal and petroleum. Okay, so non-metallic minerals are those minerals which does not have metal contained in it. Okay, and most of the non-metallic minerals are, you can say, they are organic in nature. Okay, they have been formed because of the from the dead remains of the plants and the animals. Okay, when the dead remains of the plants and the animals, okay, they undergo the process of transformation and decomposition, they lead to the formation of minerals, and they are known as the non-metallic minerals. Okay, apart from these fossil fuels like coal, petroleum, natural gas, even calcium, phosphorus, okay, you can say sulfur and all, these are also the other examples of this like inorganic minerals actually. Okay, inorganic non-metallic minerals. So this is what about the minerals, the introduction to the minerals and the classifications of minerals. Okay, so in our next class we will be discussing about the characteristics of the minerals and how they are formed.